I'm done talking shit, guys.
Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
All right.
Gotta watch
And
my back.
we back. It's your boy Jay.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Ashley Booker.
Yeah, we back to Musing Around. Let's do this. It's your first time joining. I understand this is Musing Around. What we do is we jump in, have some drinks, and just muse into different subjects. So today we're gonna jump straight into it. I think we were talking about beforehand. We're talking about loans, finances, financial stuff, getting loans, trying to get good interest rates, stuff like that. We was having good conversations, so we wanted to start there, baby.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Good vibes.
We were
good
doing
vibes.
some car shopping. A couple of us were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess we could muse like this. Like it starts out like this. I am a very busy person right now. There's a lot going on in my life, and had a video shoot that was super late. Coming home, getting a little sleepy, doing the whole thing, guys. Let's roll the window down, let's smack myself, let's turn the radio up, all that shit. I'm hella tired. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Literally at the exit of where I live, probably about a mile away from my crib. I guess the light turns green, and I fall into a deep sleep.
Oh no.
Yes, and then I wreck. Well, it's like this. I'm asleep, and then I'm going, and I hear boo, 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 and I'm like, no, bah, and I'm just like, I steer the car. Look, luckily I wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt. Only thing that was hurt was my ego and one of my favorite cars. And so I pull over to the side, and I'm just like, man, I'm just so disappointed. I'm so mad at myself. And so this is where we kind of start the story, because now I had to go replace the car because clearly once I got the news, it's totaled out. So,
Yeah.
So it put me back on the market for car shopping and financing. So definitely feel like it's a great topic. It's definitely fresh in my mind. And then it's just so crazy. I pull up in one of the newer cars that I got, through this whole process. And then my buddy has something mean sitting in the garage. I mean, I was like, woo.
Hey, look, he dressed
My
it
buddy
up.
got something mean.
Nah, he dressed it. It ain't that mean.
It's mean to me.
I appreciate that,
You
brother.
hear me?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been doing some do a different set of events. You know what I'm saying? I had to move around some of the cars I had, getting rid of one and whatnot. So I got to the point where I only had one car left. So I need to get another car. Like to make sure got two cars to drive around, do the thing. So I was in the market for looking for a car. You know what I'm saying? And the car that I have found and ordered, because you can order cars too. If you don't know anything about the current market, you probably got to order a car if you want to get a brand new, quite honestly. Because used car market is pretty crazy right now. Yeah. Trying to get a car with a good deal on a used car is like, man, you got to know somebody. So I'm saying this to say I ordered a car and it came in early. And the guy's like, it's here. I'm like, yeah, buddy, but you told me like a month from now it'd be here. So playboy. You know what I'm saying?
What we gonna do about this?
Right. No, but lucky for him, it was good timing. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me decide. But I end up picking up a new whip, man. But through that, and by the way, Ash whip he got, this dude saying this,
right?
Ain't no slouch.
Congratulations to both of you.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
But I'm scared.
And me and Jay will just race later. We'll see what's up.
You gonna win. You gonna win, brother. I'll tell you right now, he gonna win. But through that, you know what I'm saying, we it sparked a really interesting conversation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I thought we can muse into is like, how do you go about like getting a car? You know what I'm saying? How do you go about like creating that deal? You know what I mean? Like, cause like it sounds like such a basic topic. Like, yeah, just get a whip. You know what I'm saying? You just go to the dealership, pick out a car, and then they just finance it for you. What you talk about?
Y'all know it's real stressful though.
Oh, it is.
But how do y'all make it less stressful though? Y'all do some steps.
I do
to make it a little less stressful. For
yeah.
both
yeah.
No, absolutely. And honestly, I think this would be very informative for people when they go, because I think what happens is that you have to realize anytime you're dealing with money, you better watch the board. You better cross your T's and dot your I's, because when you're dealing with money, people are always trying to find a way to take. And this is not like I'm not being negative about it. I'm just trying to be informative. I mean, it's just a natural occurrence when it comes to finance. Is this correct? Can people speak to this? Is that if you don't have your eye on the ball and you just agree and just sign anything, right?
Yep.
What happens?
Oh,
Jay?
You get locked into a jacked up deal.
Correct.
You
know.
And people are going to add, percentages. They have different banks. I mean, your interest rate might not even be like nothing of the sort of what you look at.
Correct.
And you're not looking at it. And trust me, they never ever. You know what they do? Those finance guys are so smooth. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, this is the interest rate we got for you. Let's be like, all right, now check this out. This is the payment we got for you.
Right.
See, they know they're in sales, too. They're in different kind of sales. They're salesmen.
Correct.
They're just in the finance department. So now they're here to sell you on the bullshit and be like, okay, well, and then you hear the payment. Okay, that's feasible.
Right.
But what?
Yeah, why we
What's
can't
the
get
rate?
excited about the payment?
Yeah.
What's the rate? Fuck the payment. What's the rate?
Mm-hmm.
The rate is well, because no, I don't want to hear because.
Yeah.
I will get the fuck up right now.
Damn answer.
Do you
They
hear
say
me?
because and leave it at that.
No.
I'm about to say, what
Hey,
salesman?
if they
What
would
he dealing
have
with?
if they would have said
Just
because and left it at
because,
that,
man.
hey, it'd be no Macan outside. I could tell. Well, it'd be from somewhere else.
See ya.
That's like a next level of like whatever because.
yeah,
Because.
right. Yeah, right.
Because.
Yeah, right.
Just trust me.
Nah, buddy, we're not playing that game.
Hey.
And I don't, and it's not like that. I just feel like people have to look at finance like a game.
Yep.
And I love how, I don't know if it's okay for me to disclose, but I remember Jay's good at finance. His family, they grew up playing what?
Monopoly.
Okay, what is that? A game. But it's really, that's the way the financial system is. It's a game. You have to know how to play it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know how to play it, you're going to lose the game.
No, facts.
Is that right or wrong?
Facts. Now, I'm glad you said that because Monopoly is the game. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Monopoly taught me about negotiation, like straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? I think like that applies for all levels. Like you got to sit. I mean, like it's probably, the truth be told, there's a way to hack Monopoly of like if you know what properties, the right properties to get, to get for them, to go for them and get them. But it's purely a game of negotiation outside of the odds. You know what I'm saying? Of which property is the best to make the most money off of, that you can build the fastest. It's negotiation to get in the property you want. And in life's about negotiation. So to bring it back and get in the car, it's about negotiation.
Yeah.
And sometimes that negotiation, it's not just really at the price, is what Ash said, the interest rate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's like, I think when I was younger, I just put it simply, you know what I'm saying? When I went to go get a car, I would go to the dealership and then roll the dice if I was going to get that car or not. And it wouldn't be a full roll of the dice, meaning I would go in and I would have understanding of my credit score, but it'd be a roll of the dice to figure out maybe if it would go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what, maybe there's like a couple of things I feel like on my credit where I don't know if it'll go. This is where I'm young, right? And you're all excited after like 5 hours of the person being back in finance being like, yes, after 5 hours of fighting these banks, we were able to give you a 20% interest rate. And you're like, yes, finally, I got the car I want. I don't care.
You got that payment that you like.
Oh, man, payment. I'll be real, my interest rate was 20%, but still, I had to say something crazy.
But this is real shit.
Yeah, for real.
I literally know, I'm not going to disclose these people, but I know a girl who has like a cruise and she pays more than I have like a very extreme, it's a luxury SUV.
Yep.
And her payments are more than mine. And she has a Chevy Cruise. Yes. This shit happens. And when she brought it to me, I said, are you fucking out? I'm like, I will call. This is like robbery.
Yeah.
This should be against the law. I feel like I need to represent people who are in those deals.
What does she need to do so she don't get fucked like that?
Man,
again, though, man? 'Cause that's
I mean,
kinda,
you have to. I think we were touching on it before we all started.
Yeah.
Which is that I think sometimes people just get so wrapped up in, I guess, not feeling like worthy per se, or maybe they get wrapped up into a thing where it's like, I I don't know, like they're just so happy to get the item
Yeah.
that they actually got approved. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I know some, and I'm not gonna call these places out, but I know some car places that literally, I don't give a fuck. Your credit could be the lowest potential FICO score you can have, and they'll find a way to get you in a car.
Yeah.
Right.
Now your payments are just gonna be jacked. I mean, you'll be paying like, for the car that you're getting, you can go get that G-Wagon I was talking about on the front.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, like literally, I mean, because you're just being drained. And honestly, those are traps for people who have bad credit, poor financial management, and things like that. These are traps. And the trap keeps you there. Because honestly, if you're paying payments like that, how can you ever build any kind of wealth? How can you ever even save? How could you do anything?
Yeah.
How can you even pay to live? I mean, because honestly, you're in that position probably because of an income, maybe, or just mismanagement of income. You know, I mean, whatever the situation is. But I just feel like that when it comes down to it, those things trap people in that zone, and then you'll end up paying and being upside down on all these different loans and every car, and you know what I mean. And until you know better, you can't do better. And I mean, I really do feel that. And I do know that when I first started this journey, it was like just like the same situation as Jay. I was like, man, I went to a car dealership in my teens or late teens, and I was just happy to get a car. Like I didn't care what my payments were in my early 20s. My interest rate, I don't know what it was. Probably jacked the fuck up because I did not have good credit. Mm-hmm. So the thing is that like, but I was just so happy that they said yes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm signing everything. Like, because I just wanted to just get off the lot and go pick up my friends and go party. You know what I mean?
And that's all you cared about.
That's all I cared about.
That's all you needed.
You see, now when I go to the dealership, I'd be like, they'll be like, okay, sir. I'm like, listen, fuck lunch, fuck everything. I won't eat that whole day. I will sit there, drink, and then you don't want me on coffee. I will drink coffee, and I'll stare. Oh, no, let's go through all of these. Hold on. I'll lick my finger as I go through every single piece of paper. I'm like, actually, it says right here. It states right here that.
Right?
Man, listen, I'm not fucking with them.
Yeah.
But shout out to them, though. We did get the deal done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all that matters. But I would say this, like, I think when it comes down to these deals that you try to do and all that stuff, I think the most powerful thing you could do is walk into the situation with financing already truthfully decided. That's the best way to do it. But sometimes you can't get the best rates through maybe the bank, right? Sometimes maybe the dealerships, especially these, the bigger, not the dealership itself, but the overarching company that's building the car, like let's say General Motors or let's say Toyota, right? Or let's say a Volkswagen. They may have deals that they're paying for interest rate to be a certain way to attract people to buy the car, right? Uh-huh. A lot of times it's harder for dealerships to banks to fight with those particular situations because they don't got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Or not enough money. Sorry, not enough money. They don't got enough, and they don't have an interest rate. You know what I'm saying? To kind of go for that. You know what I'm saying? They can't compete. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I messed up a little bit. Discombobulated. So I'm saying this to say a lot of times it's good for you to come into the situation already have something, because if you already have something, right, it's easier for you to negotiate. That's one, right. And then two. You can start picking, you know what I'm saying, how you want to direct the deal to go. And it puts the dealership, right, or the place you're going to on the defense, right? Or really, no, I take that back. Puts them on the offense, right? You know what I'm saying? And puts you a little bit more on the defense, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to get your deal, right? And typically when you go to the dealership, right, you're on the offense and they're on the defense, right? And you're like, well, you want to be on the offense. No, you really want to be on the defense, right? Because if you're on the defense, then they got to come to you and throw whatever they want at you, right? They're like, look, we got this thing we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, listen, I don't know. Like, can you beat this interest rate right here? So I would tell people, like, the first thing I would suggest, and I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just telling you what, we musing. I'm telling you what I know. I would go to a credit union, preferably, and maybe talk with them, you know what I'm saying? Open up a bank account and such, and then get a pre-approval through them, go into the dealership, look at the cars you want, and you might have to go in the dealership beforehand. You might have to go in the dealership, look at some of the cars you want, find a car you like, get the VIN or talk to the salesman and say, oh, cool, I like this car, right? I think I'm going to get this car. Give me the VIN. Shoot the VIN to me. Get the VIN, Go to your credit union, give them the VIN, have them run the numbers and do the thing. They'll talk the interest and stuff like that. You could like go back and forth with whatever it is and say, all right, cool. You could do two things. You could say, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger with you and always run the credit. I would say run the credit with the credit union first, because when you go to the dealerships, they're going to shoot you out to like 5 or 6 places. You know what I'm saying? Ash could talk about that for sure. Not like that's what he knows, but I'm just saying, like, I know he can go in depth about that, like what they're going to do. And if you do it that way, what happens is you're only going to get your one inquiry on your credit from the bank, credit union, and you're going to minimize that. And then that's good for probably like 10, 30 days or something like that. And you don't have to, even if you don't choose to go with the dealership, you can always choose to go with the bank. And let's say you go to the dealership and they like, well, we can get it cheaper. All right, cool. Let me see what you do. When they run, right, they may send out to 5 people and they may jack up your score, right? And if you decide to go back to the credit union, if you had not already pulled your credit, you would go back and your credit would be lower. Yeah. So you get a jacked up interest rate because they just maybe took you down like 10 to 15 or maybe 20 points because they shot you out to like 5 to 6 different banks, right? Not because they needed to, but because they wanted to see who was going to offer the best. And that's what we call the shotgun approach.
It's just crazy how banks, you know, how
yeah,
you can trust a bank more than you can trust a car dealership with interest rates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And banks are, my opinion, you know, I would think they would be the more greedier ones that's trying to get business from you, you know, just trying to screw you on an interest rate. But it's actually a car dealership that's already selling you the car. Plus, they're adding like a little bit extra with the financing that they're trying to screw you on. Too.
Yeah, but
so
it's
they're
not
making like double on this.
Yeah, but it's not even the dealership making the double. The dealership only makes the double if they're doing the financing, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That much true. And usually that's like a used car dealership, right? Like if you go to a used car dealership, they may do the financing and they may do it. No, I'm not knocking if you don't do new. You got to do it a certain way, like meaning like you got to get in line with the brand that you're selling for. Like most dealerships new are doing volume, right? They're not buying a car and then making marginally money off of the car they're selling. They're making the money off the selling the volume for the brand, right? They get paid for that. But my point is this, to kind of take it back for a second, it's really the banks, right? Like the banks at those dealerships, the brand new ones, and like some of the used ones may have their own, like I said, their own financing. It's the banks that they're trying to sweeten the pot for them. So really, it's banks you fighting against at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Agenda in there.
Now, I will say this to speak to your point. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, you're good.
You're not all the way completely off base, because I do know some finance guys who I've heard. I mean, listen, I'm not going to put anybody out there, but it's a thing where I don't know. There can be some shady financial guys, and they'll add like a percentage interest rate on that and do different things where when you refinance, you'll find out like, no, your interest rate should have been way lower. You know what I mean? And it could be due with some joint relationship with somebody else at the bank that they deal with.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
No, that does happen.
Yes,
I'm in agreement
it could be
with
like
Tommy.
a half. It could be like a half. It could be
Correct. No, it's
something to where the customer doesn't completely question it.
No, listen.
You know?
I was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to him, like he was saying earlier, like it's good. He buys a lot of cars from one particular place. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have that relationship with these guys too, right?
It is, but you still have to, checks and balances.
Yeah,
you still have to cross your T's, dot your I's. You know what I mean?
They ain't your homeboys like that, though, right?
No, man. Hey, we all got a family to feed.
Right. Still talking about money.
Yeah, no, it gets real. I would say this. I agree with Thomas said. It can be like from how I was told, and I'll just say how I was told. I'll just simply say how I was told. I'm not gonna say from what source it came from, but how I was told. They could bump the percentage like 2 to 3 points.
Absolutely.
2 to 3. Like that was some like crazy. That's regular. Like, and I'm not saying all dealerships do these practices. What I'm saying is it happens on a regular basis. So if a dealership does do the practice, then just don't be surprised. This is why you got to pay attention to the finer details when you're doing business, right? It's about like reading the contracts, right? That's a whole nother episode for that. But it's about like also understanding like what it is you're signing yourself up to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's the interest rate you're locking yourself into? And if you walk in any deal with having what they already want to sell you on, they're always going to want to try to figure out how to get your business. I had one dealership get mad. I told them they got mad. I walked in with like pre-approval, all that stuff like that. Because like at some point I decided, look, bro, I'm not even buying a car unless I walk in and got everything figured out. Because one, the process is extremely shorter. Like from this, like the recent purchase I did, I was in there probably for maybe 30 minutes. And it was only 30 minutes because I was on the phone because I had an issue with my bank. They reset their whole system and stuff like that. So I got locked out. So I had to try to get in. But other than that, it would have went even faster. To be real with you. I would have been in there probably like for 15 minutes and I would have been out. And I'm saying this to say, like, walking in, having that piece of paper that you already went to a bank is going to put them on a defense.
Let me put this out.
Offense, sorry.
Absolutely.
What's with the new like the Carvana businesses and stuff? Would y'all try something like that?
Ooh, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to argue with no person for real. You're talking with the computer. It's just kind of set.
Now listen. Now you know I look, and it's not to say that this This is to say that I just haven't experienced it, so I can't speak of a person who has actually used it or done it. Yeah. So I want to definitely preface it before I make my statement.
Yep, please.
I just still believe in like the human thing and the relationship you can develop. Yeah. It's like we were talking about at a bank. Okay, you walk into your branch, Jay. What happens? They throw a party.
Yeah.
We got cupcakes. We got Jay in the house, baby.
Oh, cool cat.
You hear me? Listen.
Hey, those are relationships. You know, you got to establish those. I don't know if you can establish a relationship with an algorithm.
I got you.
Yeah. No, you definitely want to make sure you have. You definitely want to make sure.
But can you?
I'm treading lightly. I don't. Maybe. Hey, Mr. Algorithm. I don't want to overstep my bounds.
He always apologizes to the AI all the time, man.
Please, they watch this shit later. I'm not getting in trouble. They're not gonna lock me in my house.
Ashley out here, he's trying to make amends to the robots in the future to sell them Carvana, show them cars.
Hey, listen,
relationship with them too.
Listen, man. Whenever this Terminator shit goes down, like, hey, I was one of the ones who was advocating for you guys early.
Give me a good interest rate still. I still need that good interest
I supported Carvana in the beginning. I would say this, man. Like, it's a different business model in the sense of this, right? Primarily, they deal with, from my understanding, they deal with used cars. I don't know if they do new cars.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know how many luxury cars is on there too.
Well, I mean, from a used standpoint, they probably got a lot of luxury cars.
Everything.
Yeah, you can find anything from used. Yeah. It's just like brand new ordering. I don't think they deal with that because you got to be associated with the brand that's particularly building the cars. So like getting that relationship, you got to check a certain amount of boxes. I don't think they check them for those. I could be wrong if they like sell brand new cars. I just didn't know them to sell brand new cars. But I'm saying this to say it's a different model. I haven't used the model like I haven't been through the model and used it like Ash said. So who am I to say too much? I'll just give my 2 cents, which is I don't think it's bad. I don't think you're gonna be able to pressure them at the end of the month like you can with a dealership because you got to think a dealership they got a certain amount of cars in that lot that they're trying to get out because again it's a volume business. You know what I'm saying at this point, so they trying to move those cars and get them out as fast as they possibly can. For Carvana, like you got to think you're going to that website. That's you're hitting their total inventory, meaning like, yeah, they want to get cars moved, but like they're not as incentivized as I feel it as compared to maybe like the dealer up the street. You know what I'm saying? Because they only got so many allocations they got built and then they got on the lot to sell, right? Carvana, you know what I'm saying? They may get like. They're purchasing cars just as much as they're selling cars. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I think it's a different business. So I think the deal you get on average, they may be able to come a little bit lower on average.
I think they probably can, but I still believe in the
negotiation
of the human to human because you know that person you're dealing with, he has a family, he's trying to make money, he's trying to get his commission, so you can play on that. I don't know how to play on the computer yet.
No.
But I guess Carvana has a different customer. You know what I'm saying? Because those people that go to Carvana, they don't want to talk to a human. You know
facts.
They don't want to
I think it speaks to the same human that we all are slowly becoming. The one who gets DoorDash, the one who I just don't want to, or you get in your Uber and like don't talk to me, and you know what I'm saying, like all that type shit. I mean, you're just convenience. I'll pay the extra, I'll pay the premium to just not be fucked with and have to deal with another person.
By the way, I have never had great hot food doing DoorDash. I haven't found it yet.
Oh, bro, that doesn't exist.
I'm picking up
no,
pizza these days.
it's called.
That doesn't
it's, yeah,
exist.
it's called. It doesn't exist. It
Yeah.
always sounds like a great idea till your food shows up and it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
This is,
No, it doesn't.
Or it's missing
Doesn't
something.
exist.
Or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
great.
Never
Not
get
good.
my drink.
Now I'll tell you what DoorDash will do because they're such a conglomerate.
Yep.
They'll get your money back.
Oh, yeah.
I have DoorDash credits out the ass.
yeah.
DoorDash.
You can get your credits up.
I ain't bitching enough, then I guess, man.
Oh man, anytime there's a problem, you better say something.
Yeah.
I'm just like the dealership. I'm like, yeah, this isn't correct. Who
Hey,
I need to talk to? Yeah, we need to elevate the situation.
hey, listen. Don't get me started. I'm about to go down the path of experience. I got triggered, bro. No, but I would say overall, I think it's funny though. I think like we live in a day and age where convenience overrules logic of what you save for most people. So I think most people, convenience wise, they'll go to a dealership, get financing through the dealer, which is not necessarily bad. The dealer may offer a better interest rate than the bank at the time.
Absolutely.
And that's typically through the brand. It's not like through like Capital One or something like that they're going to. It's like through a specific brand.
It's the brand.
Yeah.
It's the brand because I noticed that they can do better.
Yeah.
If I'm like, let's say I'm at a Mercedes dealership, they can do better if I'm buying a Mercedes
Correct.
every
Correct.
time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's so to that degree, like it serves a purpose, you know what I'm saying? But my point is that I think a lot of people, that it's so convenient going to the dealership, picking out the car. It's almost become part of the experience, right? You pick out the car and then you just wait and financing goes and then you wrap it up and then that's just the way it goes. But I'm going to tell the people out there who want to step outside the line and really truthfully, it's not truthful convenience because the real convenience is if you get all your stuff set up in the beginning, you will come in, you'll get in and out faster than anything that you ever seen. Yeah. And some of the people like watching this probably like they know. I think we know too. I know. Think back to that time you bought that car and you was there for like 6 hours or 5 hours. You're like, bro, like this is not that hard. You even like they come back and be like, yes, everything looks good. We're just wrapping things up 2 hours later. You know what I mean? You just sitting there trying.
I just experienced it.
Oh, bro!
Like even ask, didn't you say like you make sure you try to close the deal before any credits run and stuff like that?
Well, what
Talk
I try
about
to,
that.
no, well, this is what I do. I do the similar method to what Jay does. I tell people all the time, if you don't have a credit union or a bank that you frequent, like if you do and you have those relationships, great. Then go there, just be like, hey, can you guys just do a soft pull and just kind of show me like some kind of estimate of like where I could be pretty much approved at a certain rate.
Yeah.
I see the printout of that, so I just have something to go against. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm a Capital One card user, and I just use the auto thing. And then I just anytime I'm looking for a car, I'll just go on there, and they'll project what me personally at this point, on a soft pull to where there's no hard inquiry. And then boom, it'll have the number. You go into the dealership, you show them. There's like, oh, okay, because now they got to, like he said, like what Jay says. Now they got to figure out how to beat that because clearly they would love for you to go through their finance department.
Facts.
Right? They don't want you to use your bank. They don't want you to use another. However you get your capital, they don't want you to use it. They want you to go through them. Right? This is all part of their thing, how they make money. You know.
It gets deeper. It gets deeper than that because you got to think of that back office. They trying to upsell you. They got so many products they trying to upsell you on. And I'm not saying some of these products are bad. No, I'm just saying it diverts them from being able to upsell you.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, because now. Oh, Ashley. Oh, you mean I don't get ding?
Oh yeah,
protection. I don't get resist all.
Yeah,
I don't get the 5-year warranty or whatever the F they're trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are the things, and then you'll see literally your sticker price go up by $7,000.
Oh, facts.
By the time it's over, and you know what they do? They put it on that little iPad. They're like, deep, 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 deep. They're like, but look, if I take it off, it only reduces your fee by, it only reduces your payment by like $20. I mean, what's $20? And I'm like, no, $20 matters, man. Right. I'm like, listen, my man.
Do.
Yeah, it matters. So, like, no. Let me see, because the very first time I came here, and I was like, yeah, give me everything.
Yeah.
And then let me tell you something. By being hard, what I found out was, which I knew this already. I just wanted to see if the guy was honest.
Yeah.
You have to test the guy's honesty sometimes. And I only had a car for a year, and I had a warranty on it. I wanted to see what he was going to do. You see, because a lot of people don't know, when you get these extended warranties, that's cash back you're supposed to get.
Oh, no shit.
People don't realize this. And guess what? If you don't know, why would a dealership tell you this? Pocket the money, right? Okay? So, no. Oh, yeah, and then with that warranty, and then, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, you have a total loss letter. I'm like, yes, of course. Ben, send him a total loss letter right now. Boom. In his email. Oh, okay. Wait, well, that changes everything. Well, of course it does. Because now I have a down payment.
Right? No, listen.
Go ahead.
And I'm glad you said that. That's a good point because I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because most people don't know. Anything you purchase, they'll give you a proration.
They'll give you your money back.
They'll give you a proration for what it is. But the thing is, most people don't pull that card. They'll get in an accident, the car total out. They're like, cool, I forgot about it. Whatever, cool. Me, I'm like Ash, bro. I pull up with receipts. Remember that check.
Yeah. Remember that resistol package. Remember that all this bullshit, the ding and the scar for the rim and all that bullshit that I purchased. Yeah. Oh no, I need all that back.
Yeah.
Because that was for a duration of time. I only had the car for 1 year.
Facts. Oh, run that check back. Please.
Run that back or put it down on this purchase.
Correct. No, correct.
You know what? That's excellent. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, but I think that's part of the psychology, right? The whole point of a business is to sell you on something that you think you need, but you'll probably never use.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just because through the nature of how people move through life, right? So that kind of brings us to that time limit.
Yeah.
So we don't wind it down, but we'll come back in for segment 2, and I think maybe we'll have an extra
we got
guest.
a guest, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
In the background, you know what I'm saying?
And honestly, guys, this is a great conversation. I feel like it's very knowledgeable, and I think that anybody who's looking to purchase a vehicle, just walk in there and understand that it's their job to sell you cars. They're not doing you a favor. You're doing them the favor. Just always keep that in mind. I don't care. I don't care if you have the knowledge like us on this panel. Just always know this. They're there to sell you. They are not doing you a favor. Okay? So always you're doing them the favor. So always stand on that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. That's good, Jill. Let's go, Ash. Come on, Ash.
I am hot today. I done dealt with them all week. I'm going to the internet.
All right, so we'll be back, y'all.
Peace.
Yep.
Peace out, y'all.